This is the fifth and final round of the Cornerstone held in Seattle, Washington at the Missing Piece game store. The top of the screen is Max, a local into that area, playing a Necromancer deck. And at the bottom of the screen is a Portland local, Thoren, playing a Necromancer deck. So I mentioned it before in the previous videos of this series, but for this Cornerstone, it was a sealed limited format event, so everybody got 6 packs to open and build a deck. And the twist was that you could choose to take any of the Gothic precon avatars, or the Sorcerer from beta, or the Spellslinger if you really wanted to. So we ended up with a lot of people taking like Necromancer, a lot of people taking Savior, Persecutor, a couple Harbingers. I actually think not that many people chose Sorcerer. A lot of people were into taking the Gothic avatars, just because. Also, it's just like it was just fun to take those because they're still relatively new. We were only maybe about like two months out from the Gothic set at this point. Looks like turn 2, Thoren getting a quick start here with Wild Fanatic to take out one of the skeletons, try to keep them at bay. Max responding on his turn 3 with an Ignited to clear that off, leaving him still with one mana for turn to create another skeleton. So 2 skeletons on board. To Thoren's 1 skeleton at the moment. Thoren tapping for a site. Looks like a Desert Bloom. Putting it in position to meet Max where he played that second Wasteland. Opting to trade skeleton tokens in the center. And then paying 3 mana for Corruptor Freak. Now, Corruptor Freak can do a lot of damage to your opponent if you can get it to stick, and if you can get it onto your opponent's sites. Ideally, you would have some sort of tech on the table before you cast it to cheat it onto their sites. But unfortunately, in this instance, Thoren just has to take the 2 damage at end of turn and then hope that Max cannot remove it in time before he can get it over onto his side. It's open for debate, but it might have been a little stronger to put the Corruptor Freak over on the Desert Bloom. Just so it is out of projectile line of sight and out of I guess like two-step range from Max's Necromancer, just to prevent it from being removed by specific spells. And I guess the 2-step range is more specific to I'm thinking of like alpha beta cards, so like a Minor Explosion or something like that. In other formats, you would have to worry about that. But as of right now, Max just gets a Hexam Haunt out. Hexam Haunt, we've seen Max get that out in some previous rounds in this video series early, and it has always performed very well early on, just because this is a Gothic only limited tournament, and there are very few ways to get rid of the Hexam Haunt for good. You have to banish it, to figure out a way to banish it, and there's very limited ways to do that, because it's a spirit, not an undead or evil minion. So you can't really do it from play, and then from the graveyard you have to have some cemetery hate options. Thoren going ahead and choosing to just take a trade with the Corruptor Freak to remove the Hexam Haunt. He was kind of stuck in a tough place there, because he couldn't really just leave the Corruptor Freak on his own sites and continue to take 2 points of damage. even though they do recur, so Max has the option to just bring them back on the next turn here, which is likely what we will see. But then Thoren, yeah, gets out, again, gets out Monks of Kabasa on curve. So unfortunately, still not able to make tokens. Unlike Max here. Max kind of on curve for Necromancer, where you are able to pay X -1 mana for whatever you want to cast for that turn, and then spend that last one to create that skeleton token every turn. Thoren has been kind of caught on curve here with his minion cards, and chosen to play very aggressively, and not generate as many tokens per turn up to this point in the game. So choosing to attack in with the monks, and then playing Hillside Chapel, targeting the monks with the chapel to ward them after the attack. 3 mana for an Intrepid Hero, and then 1 mana for to create the skeleton token. Passing turn, and I think Thoren forgot to tap the Necromancer for the chapel. Max starting his turn, it looks like he wants to play another site out. That would bring his mana pool up to 5. Looks like he's going to take some actions first. He's going to use 1 token to attack the monks, another token to attack for a point of damage to the monks, and then 3 to attack from the Hexam Haunts who were buried. Recasting the Haunts for 3 to the site in front of the Intrepid Hero, and then tapping for a site, like I said, and moving his existing skeleton up a site, and paying 1 to create another skeleton before passing turn. So they're going very wide on this board, which could be an advantage to either of them, but Max has a little bit of an upper hand here just because he has that Hexam Haunt, which is just a fantastic blocker for him, and makes him able to really reposition to defend relatively quickly, even with the caveat of having to summon Hexam Haunts underground. Thoren choosing to move sideways with the Intrepid Hero instead of trading for it right away with the Hexam Haunts, and he did play out that zombie horde. I think I would have taken advantage of the wide board state and just pushed it even further over and summoned it over on the Hillside Chapel, just to really make Max kind of stretch out his defenders. Max getting down the Novice Necromancer, so just creating another skeleton on the board here. I think that leaves him with 3 mana left in his mana pool, and he's contemplating a removal spell. Yeah, 3 mana for a Trial by Fire to take out the Intrepid Hero. And so that'll be all his mana for this turn. So he finally he has a turn where he will not be able to take advantage of it and make a skeleton. But he's going to attack in with 1 skeleton to trade for the skeleton that Thoren has. Move up his other one to the center site, and then pass turn back. Thoren in a really tough spot. Tapping for a Desert Bloom at this point in time, he really needs some way to deal a lot of small damage in an AoE to some of these things. So if he had, for example, a Flame Strike would would do it. He's opting to use his Flame Strike, which can be premium removal, but also be like AoE effect. And he's choosing to fire it off in a pattern, I think targeting the leadworks in front of him and clearing out all those 1 powers on the back row to give him an opening to attack in with the zombie horde for 5 points of damage, which was a decent play from Thoren. He needs to be able to kind of reset the board, get the skeletons and those blockers that he has, that Max has, off, and push damage in. Max, however, I think he just drew into a Holy Water, putting it on the haunts and then tapping the haunts to throw the Holy Water to remove the zombie horde. It's like really, really good response, answer from Max, and just a tough break for Thoren. It would have been great to have that piece still on the board for at least another turn to attack sites, to force Max to have to start making some trades and losing some trades. Because up to this point, he has been ahead, I believe, in the value race here. He has to spend relatively minimal cards to generate a ton of value. He got a ton of value just from making skeleton tokens, and then from being able to respond back in recursion to Hexam Haunts. Thoren's deck also seems to be very, very efficient and has a good ratio of removal tools in it, just like Max's deck. Max just threatening the realm with a ton of gross things. He's got that bladder blimp over on the side of the board. He has got the haunts just still being such a menace, just haunting everything. Thoren paying 4. You paid 1 to create another skeleton. You paid 4 for a Death Knight, which is a decent play if you can get it to stick. So if Max does not have a way to remove it, that might be a way. That might have been a way for him to get something going here. But because he's playing the skeleton mage, he's able to recast an ordinary spell from any cemetery, and he's using Thoren's Flame Strike against him, and that is just going to be a board wipe. That's going to be a board wipe for Thoren, losing the Death Knight, losing his 2 skeletons on the back row. Absolutely devastating. Attacking in with the Hexam Haunts and the Bladder Blimp. The Bladder Blimp getting closer into position here, where if it pops, it is going to do a lot of damage to Thoren, which is not good. Bladder Blimp's ability, like when it dies, it does 1 damage to each opponent, to each player for each site they control nearby it. It looks like currently it would do 3 points of damage to Thoren and 3 points of damage to Max. I think it's like a 3 power. I think it's a 3 power airborne. Thoren responding to it with just choosing to go ahead and pop it where it is right now. Because he wasn't going to get better placement than that. So he had the tools to do it, to go ahead and do it. So he chose to use the Tribal Fire. Both players taking 3. The very close game, despite Max having just continuing to have answers to everything that Thoren wants to put on the board here. Thoren, starting to reestablish the board control here with the Flaming Skull and another skeleton token. Still a little behind the ball here, just because the Hexam Haunts are going to continue to threaten for 3 3 power, 3 points of damage. Max sitting at 6 mana for turn, contemplating what he's going to do. He's going to choose to attack in with the Hexam Haunts first. He's attacking, I believe he's targeting the Flaming Skull. Oh, and then just a real tough detonate to clear out the board, no matter what Thoren was going to do there. Recasting the Hexam Haunts, advancing with the Skeleton Mage, and whacking the site for another point of damage. I believe Max still has a lot of mana left on this turn here. Playing a Grief Larva. Moving up a skeleton. Making a skeleton. Tapping the Necromancer to draw a site instead of playing a site. I took a peek at his hand up there. He has a Cursed Tower. So I don't know if he's just holding it just in case he needs to break a ward with it. He certainly, it doesn't feel like he necessarily needs the mana now that he's up to 6. Thoren getting out one of the bombs in his deck, Baylor at the Evil Eye. So he's going to choose cardinal direction, like directly in front of him, and deal 2 points of damage to 1 unit at each location. So Baylor puts Max in the hot seat at this point. It is a little difficult for him to respond to it with what is on board here. But again, he has the answer. He has the answer right in his hand. Angry Mob. Summoning Angry Mob to the Spire. Banishing Baylor. Or maybe it's just a kill, not. I think it's just a kill, not a banish. But yeah, moving forward under Thoren's sight with the Grief Larva, attacking again with the skeleton, moving up again. Thoren just on the back foot again at this point, just really in trouble here. Life totals are very close, but they're both circling closer and closer to door here. And Thoren again, just he would need he needs a board wipe at this point, and he might be running out of gas. The Mausoleum from Max before he ends his turn here, just to create another skeleton. So sitting with 1, 2, 3 skeleton tokens, the Skeleton Mage, Angry Mob, and the Hexam Haunt, just breathing down Thoren's neck here. Almost all of them in position to attack, and the Grief Larva. Yeah, like Thoren's in a real tough position. I don't know what he would do to get out of this. He would need maybe another Flame Strike to at least clear half the board, which I don't think he has. He's going to run away. He's going to run sideways. Just move the skeleton up just to force to I guess use it as a casting point for Buried Alive. I'm going to get rid of the Angry Mob, create another skeleton where the Necromancer is, pass turn. The skeleton token on Leadworks will stay there to act as a speed bump, maybe. I mean, Max can choose to ignore it or take care of it right now. Max going ahead and playing that Accursed Tower, just because he was rapidly running out of reason to keep it in his hand, and I think he's getting close to to door and possibly winning the game. So the skeletons attacking in here. The skeleton mage for 1 point. The token for another 1. Looks like Max was contemplating playing a flare. He's playing a flare. Even though it removes 2 of his skeletons, he's choosing to to play it. I think to get rid of one of Thoren's remaining blockers, attacking into Silent Hills with the Hexam Haunts for 3 for door, and then the last 3 points of mana. Or not the last 3, but 3 more points of mana for a Snallygaster and passing turn. Thoren just creating another skeleton, playing Order of the White Wing. Loading the site up with blockers. It might be a lost cause at this point. Hexam Haunts can get in onto the site. The Snallygaster can get in to the site. If he has any kill spells, that's it for Thoren. And I see a bone spear. I see a bone spear that Max is now top decked. So I don't think it really matters. Like, yeah, he's just gonna move up the bone, move up the skeleton, use the bone spear, deal 3 points of damage. Good game. It was a real close game. Just Max just he has a deck with a lot of answers in it, and he was able to draw them, and just able, I think, early and mid game to generate a lot of value and not have to spend as many cards to maintain a good board presence here with his skeleton token generation with the Hexam Haunt early. I think the key to a lot of the games in the series that Max has been on camera here has been like he's gotten the Hexam Haunt out a lot of those games, and the Hexam Haunt has done a lot of work for him in those situations. This was a really fun event. It was really great to be able to come up from Portland and see all of the Seattle guys. Thank you so much to Christo, to David, to everyone else in the Seattle area community for kind of helping host and running the event. It was great seeing everybody, and we'll see you next time.